Yes! Yes, hello everybody! Hello and welcome. I'm off screen already. I'm already off camera. What's up, guys? How are you doing? And welcome, foolish mortals, to a long-awaited live stream. It's the end of May at last, and we're here together. And we've already got donos in the building. We've got members in the building. We've got donos in the building. We've got mods in the building. What is up, everybody? Also, my barber gave me a free can of Coke Zero, which was very nice of him. He's a very pleasant barber, a lovely Turkish man called Saba, and I think he did a good job of my face. So thank you, Saba. I appreciate you very much. Not that Saba gives a crap what we're doing today, but I do, and you do. So let's talk. I have a list, not a particularly exhaustive list, but a list of character creations that you guys have submitted to me, and there was a lot. There was a lot. But I've been through them extensively over the last month. I've replied to as many of you as I physically could. I do apologise if I've missed anybody, because I really did try, but there was a lot more than I actually expected. I expected to get like 4 or 5 submissions, and we ended up with like 40. So we've whittled it down to quite a few. Like I can't remember exactly how many there are altogether, but I tried to make it as logical as I possibly could to the theme. Okay, so before we get into any of that, I want to just do a quick sound check, make sure everything's good. You guys should be able to hear the background music, and you should be able to hear my dulcet tones, and you should be able to see my face, and hopefully all is well with the world. So please let me know. Alison, thank you so much for the generous donation straight off the bat and getting us out of the park. I haven't even set a goal for that today. Should I? Should I set a goal? I don't know if I'll set a goal for donations today. In fact, if I do, what do you guys think I should set the goal for? Because obviously, if I set a goal to get 5 super chats during this thing, for the sake of the YouTube algorithm, I want to be able to give you guys something, but what do you want? Like, what do you want me to do? Because if I've got nothing to give you, then I feel like you're just donating to me for nothing, and I'm only going to buy more Coke Zero with it. So, yeah, let me just go around and say a little bubble ASMR. Yeah, Lefty called it. You weren't even wrong. I do also have my Cherry Coke Zero, bubble ASMR, and now, yeah, my ice melted really, really quickly. Also, yeah, I remember, so it's currently summer in Britain at the moment, and it's actually kind of warm. And I forgot, the one thing that's not so great about British summertime, for me at least, is the fact that it melts the adhesive on my wall panels. So they used to be up there. They used to be in that top corner up there. I used to have some bass traps, some acoustic foam bass traps, and they've fallen down. They're currently behind my TV. You can see them down at the bottom of the camera, just lurking down there. But yeah, I'm not putting them back up because I don't know if I can afford any more adhesive strips. But hello everyone, what's up? Kit Kat Catsy, hello Iris Moth. Very excited to say that I posted the first look at my protagonist Key and Null for my Little Nightmares fan comic on my community post. I love these two so much, I can't wait to bring them to life. I can't wait to see them, Iris Moth. I'm really excited for you. What's up, Craft? How you doing? Reanimal Girl, the real CC. Yes, Sasha, welcome. Oh, look at all the eyeballs in chat as well. We like a good eyeball, chat. We like a good eyeball. Hey Jay, how's it going, Noble Comet? What's up, my brother? Hey, you absolutely cooked with your recent channel trailer, my brother. I'm really excited to see what you bring to the table. I've been playing a bit of Resident Evil 4 over the last couple of days, inspired by your good self and the Notorious Bass, and I regret it deeply because it was doing nothing but really make me mad. But yeah, but I did try, so thank you for that. What's up, Rexo? How's it going, Rexo? Nevada, Noah in the chat as well. It's good to see. Good to know one of mine is an option, so you did use it for a post on the thorn. Yes, Noah. In fact, one of yours is coming up today. You can hear your voice and background music for real. Thank you so much, Catty. Appreciate that. Alison, welcome to the memberships, by the way. Welcome to the Boom Squad. I'm glad you're enjoying playing with your new emojis. This man with a haircut, my goodness, you know is you notorious bitch. The notorious bass in the building. This guy actually just did a no damage of the most recent Resident Evil title, Resident Evil Requiem. He got the destruction ending, I believe it's called, and he also got a ridiculous achievement. I can't remember what it was called, but it basically means you finish the game in under 4 hours, which is nigh on impossible. So, Notorious Bass, if you guys want to check him out, I would highly advise you do so. Also, Alison. Alison is a YouTuber now also, and she creates artwork specifically. Well, she actually does a lot of Little Nightmares artwork. She does a lot of creative, creative fun stuff as well, just exploring her creativity. Under my advice, I actually advise that she do this kind of thing. And she's gone her own way with it, but she likes Coraline a little bit more than 6. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but please feel free to check her out as well. It would mean a lot to me. Alison is a huge supporter of the channel and has been for a very long time, and I appreciate her very, very much. What's up, Stinkles? How's it going? Glitch Ghosts, how's it going? It's good to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you for a while. Glad you're doing well, CC. Great grand councilman of the nowhere, I give you my eyes, and I will seize upon your eyes with malice glee. Thank you very much for the eyeballs. I appreciate you very, very much. You will get a lot of emojis. Oh no, Alison. Someone's let Alison loose. The emoji queen has been let loose on us all. Alright. Enough of my cola. That went in. Don't care what anyone says, that landed straight in the bin. Let me just show a little bit of love right here. Gemini's name is Phil Swift. I don't know if that's true, Stinkles, but whatever you say, the customer's always right? Speed Demon, that was the one. Thank you, Baze. You actually did. Well, thank you very much for correcting me. I appreciate that very much. the rage gauge. What's up, Skeleton Kalik. It's good to see Skeleton Cleek. Love the background. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It took me a long time to edit slightly. But yeah, I really like it as well. I feel like it's on brand. I did actually consider making a couple of different ones. Catsy is in the building with a massive donation. What do we want? To get Gemini a VI. When do we want it? Yesterday! Please. One step closer. Thank you so much, Catsy. You are always very much appreciated. You absolute legend. Let me get some eyeballs in the chat and some massive W's for Kit Kat Catsy for helping the good old cause. Because if I do end up getting a VR, I'm going to play Altered Echoes, and I am going to tear that thing apart for you guys. I actually have a theory on Altered Echoes coming up at the moment. And if you join the memberships program at the moment as well, you also get Dark 6 emojis. Anybody that's part of the membership program right now, feel free to drop some Dark 6 emojis in there. Yeah, Catsy's always killing it. Coraline is amazing. It's my favourite movie. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Iris Moth. I'm really excited for Broken Promises, actually, because I want to see how close the art style is to Henry Selick's that he used for Coraline. Yes, Coraline, kind of spooky movie. That's funny as well, because whenever I comment on Coraline posts and Coraline videos and stuff, I always put yellow and blue hearts. That's really cool. What's up, Marky Mark? How's it going? Yes, big W's. Big W's in the chat. Oh, God, I love all the eyeballs. You know me by now. Yeah, Catsy always comes in here and just steals the show. Straight away. Like, I think you just like having your name at the top of the chat, don't you? I don't care how much it takes. Gemini's name is Arthur Don Jiggle. Well, now I'm offended. I don't jiggle. I go to the gym. No, right now I do jiggle actually because I have I am sticking to my diet. But recently I've had a couple of friends over and they have bought me takeaways and I have indulged very much. Mm. The heck is Broken Promises? Rexo, Broken Promises is the upcoming Little Nightmares show slash movie. We're not sure. I think they just call it a 3D stop motion project right now. It's not specified whether or not it's a movie. I think it's probably like a short film or something like that. But it's based in the Little Nightmares universe, and all we know about it is the ferryman makes an appearance somewhere. Because another content creator called Step showed us a brilliant picture where he changed the saturation on one of the scenes, and you can clearly see the ferryman lurking in the background. Fluxy Buff Man! This guy, the most jacked man, is in the chat. Look at the size of this dude. Fluxy Buffman, thank you so much for stopping in and blessing us with your enormous presence. How are you, big man? It's great to see you. Ah, yes. What's up, Xerox? How's it going, brother? How's your mum, Gems? Oh, a lot of love for my mum in the chat as well. Thank you, Girly Animal. My mum is actually doing really, really well. That's a post that I keep saying I'm gonna post, and then whenever I talk to my mum about it, she's like, "No, don't put a picture of me." My mum hates having pictures of herself taken, is the thing. I love my mum, and I think she's beautiful, but she is very conscious and stuff like that. And I'm just like, "Mum, you need to let me post a picture of you." So I think she'll be quite happy to. The last time I spoke to her, she said she was quite happy for me to put a post up about it, but she has now finished her treatment. For those of you that don't know, or anyone that's new joining the chat, my mum has lung cancer and she is currently undergoing, she's just finished radiotherapy, chemotherapy and immunotherapy. All of those are done, and she got to ring the bell at the hospital, and I've got a lovely picture of her standing with my dad, and I really want to share that on my community post and everything, but I need mum's permission first because YouTube, but also respect, right? But yeah, and it's wonderful news, and it's all good. The cancer isn't gone. They literally can't remove it because she's too old and sickly. She won't survive the operation. But they've managed to get it to a point where it's gone into remission. So it's dormant, and she's home, and she's exercising, and she's healing. We've set her up, my dad built her like a recovery room. And I took her a treadmill and everything, and she's doing really well. Thank you so much for the love to my mum. I really appreciate you guys, because a lot of you guys have been here throughout this journey, and it's been nothing short of traumatic. But I find myself very, very lucky indeed because my mum's still here. If I call my mum today, she'll pick up, and that's a blessing that I honestly don't know how to put into words. So thank you guys, and I know a lot of you have showed a lot of support, not only emotionally but financially as well. Which reminds me, donations. The general rule was that all donations go to my mum's treatment, not because we pay for it here in the UK, because we don't. We get it on the NHS. The cancer treatment itself is free. What is not free is the travel, because the treatment centre she was going to was based in a different city, and she had to go to different hospitals. There was a lot of travelling, a lot of hotel stays, a lot of moving from place to place and things like that, and it just got ridiculously expensive, and my mum was unable to work during this period, naturally. So is my dad, given the fact that he is grotesquely disabled. So it fell on me and a lot of you guys to help out, and you did, very much so, and I am endlessly grateful for it. However, my mum is no longer undergoing treatment as of recently, so now all of your donations, you don't need to donate, obviously, but if you do decide to make a donation, it's no longer going towards my mum's travel because her treatment is over. So now if you give me donations, it's just going to go to buying me more cherry coke. So, like, seriously, there is absolutely no need. I appreciate it very much, and all of your generosity is very much appreciated, but I wanted to make it abundantly clear that you no longer need to make donations to me. I even considered turning donations off, because it's not going anywhere really other than to like fund me and my content and my bad habits and maybe pay my gym membership. I don't know. Well, I suppose it'll go towards buying me a VR now. So that's that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to listen to me rant about it and to really help me through what has been one of the toughest things I've ever had to go through in my entire life. And I feel like I've come out of it really, really lucky. I know we're not out of it, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, new resident idea, the jiggler. Oh no, Stinkles, that's awful. That's absolutely horrible. Skeleton Cleek with the heart as well. So proud of her. Thank you so much. What's up, Current Worm? How's it going? Mochi Kitty, hey, how are you? How are you? Gaius, as someone with loved ones who have different cancers, hope Mama Jet... Oh, Gaius, I'm so sorry to hear that, and thank you so much for the love and support. Gaius, stay tuned, because I've got your OC coming up today. Spoiler alert, we actually have a plan. We're doing something today, chat. We are actually going to get into it. I'll just finish reading these last couple of messages and then I'll stop subjecting you to my face and we can actually open up my new community folder and I can share some of the ideas and OCs that you guys have been so kind as to submit to us for criticism. No, there is no criticism. But some of you did ask that the artist for this channel for the artist for this project, redraw some of your original designs, and she has. She's actually in the chat right now. Kit Kat Catty is my extremely talented artist and good friend, and she is in the chat right now. You guys can see she's even a moderator. She's highlighted in blue, and she cooked. What if one of the humanoids were friendly and was called the Reluctant? Ooh. Van Ostelgaia. Hope I'm saying your name right, because that is something that I had not considered. I know it kind of leans back to an old theory that I was that used to be a bit of a meme, the friendly janitor theory, right? A lot of people used to theorize that Roger the janitor from Little Nightmares 1 was actually a friendly character and he was never actually depicted hurting any of the children. I think that has been debunked by recent lore reveals in the Descent to Nowhere comics, for those of you that don't know. These are the Descent to Nowhere comics, and I've got a bunch of them. Like I bought them all. So I bought them all, like, you know, the special editions, and I don't know if you guys can see because I'm looking at the wrong camera, but yeah, special editions, collector's editions, and blah 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 blah. But there was a couple of very, very indulgent lore drops in that essentially pretty much debunked any friendly resident theory, because I don't think you can be friendly and be a resident at the same time. But, I wonder if perhaps that is a concept worth exploring. The Reluctant. Interesting one. Really interesting one. What's the jiggler? I'm scared. Yeah, I know, right? Everyone start donating so Jen can get a VR to play Altered Echoes. Honestly, it would be amazing. Yes, Grand Counselor, let's go. And if possible, you can criticise. Greatly thank you for trying. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Let's get some eyeballs in the chat for Kit Kat's artwork as well. Not just the donations, because she always donates. But her artwork as well often goes underappreciated, and she does do a lot for this channel. In fact, she drew the character in the thumbnail, who we're basing this community project on. Episode 1 is going to follow Frill, who is going to be our main protagonist. I'm going to show you her also. I don't know if anyone else has thought about this, but how about a group of residents called the Room Service, where they can randomly enter a hotel room, knocking at the door as a hint to hide? Iris Moth, something like that has actually come up, and I'm going to share it now before more ideas get shared. you end up debunking, not debunking, exposing everything that I've got planned. Let me just see if this works. Woohoo! There's you guys. Say hi, chat. Hi, chat. What's up, chat? So I am just going to pop out chat real quick. Pop out. Where's my pop out? There it is. Pop out. Pop out chat. I'm going to drag it over here. And I'm going to move you guys over to my alternative screen. There you go. Make it fit. My other screen's smaller than this one. And I am going to remove this. Now, you guys should be able to see my desktop. And open on my desktop is a folder called Community Project. And that's where I keep all of the submissions, the notes, and everything else regarding this project. I love it how everyone's like, hi chat, say hi to yourselves. Oh, like, honestly, you guys just sitting there talking to yourselves. Maybe I should just leave. Maybe, I tell you what, right? I know what I'm gonna do. You guys are so, you guys are so comfortable just talking to yourselves. I'm just gonna get out of here 1 second. There you go. Now you can just talk to chat. Oh, no, you can't because you guys aren't even on screen anymore. Never mind, I'll bring my face back. Yes, we can see desktop. Good. Yep. Glitch Ghost. Adios. Gemini, the jiggler is behind you. I know that's not the jiggler, don't you worry. It's just my shadow jiggling in the background. This is Frill. We have a couple of different concepts. This is the original concept for Frill, who is the main character that we're going to be following throughout this environment, as was voted on by your good selves in one of the earliest live streams regarding this community project. And we've got several different shots of Frill now, because we got her, that's PNG, dancing, crawling, pushing, sitting. Yeah. And there's going to be a couple of different ones. There's potentially going to be a couple of different ones so that we can better animate this character for her adventure throughout the hotel, which is the place that you guys voted on in another previous live stream. Everything about this stream, for those of you guys that don't know, because there's quite a lot of you in chat at the moment, for those of you that don't know, we are building a Little Nightmares DLC. It's just going to be a video, it's just going to be a pitch, it's not going to be like a playable game or anything, but I made a series speculating on how the Little Nightmares 2 DLC would have gone had we got it. You know, what residents we could have fought, what story it would have followed, what visitor we play as. And I did a 6-episode series, and it went down really well. It's the most popular one on my channel. A lot of people showed a lot of love for it. But the well bled dry because we ran out of characters to use. And I said, what would you guys think of me making one up? And you guys liked it, but then it clicked. I was like, well, everybody likes doing this sort of thing, but not everybody has the means to facilitate it, because it's the kind of job that takes a whole team to do. Alison! Thank you! Let me love out that. Who likes Coraline? I love Coraline doing Coraline. Yes, I love Coraline too. Coraline is actually awesome. Now, you interrupted me! Damn your generosity! What was I thinking? I was trying to communicate. Yes, so those of you guys that don't know, we're making a new one. We're planning a character who we've collectively voted on, so everyone submitted their OCs, and this one was drawn by KitKat Katsy, who therefore became the lead artist on this project, and this is her character Frill, and this is the character that we're going to be following throughout this endeavour. At least for episode 1. We also voted that it's going to take place within a hotel. Ooh. Which is this hotel. There. And this is the exterior of that hotel. So, this character, Frill, is going to have to traverse this nightmarish hotel that is set in the outskirts of the Pale City. And unfortunately, she's not going to be alone in there. But we didn't have any residents, but we did have a couple of ideas. Ideas that were shared in the last couple of live streams and have since been drawn and speculated on and expanded on. And we are going to look at some of those tonight as we're designated by yourselves. Because we cannot use all of them. Like I said, there was a lot of these submitted. And I had to choose like the very best ones, or at least not even like the best, like that. By saying that, it sort of disparages some of the other people's artworks and ideas that were totally valid and extremely good, and a lot of people really talented who offered some really, really cool ideas. They just wouldn't fit with episode 1. However, that doesn't mean that your idea will not be used in this project. It simply means that it won't take place in episode 1. So Frill is going to be the main character in episode 1. But you guys have submitted other characters. I'll show you, in fact. So there's been a couple of other characters. Oh wait, no, I haven't got them. I've got a different archive folder for characters that you guys have submitted, and they could be in episode 2, 3, 4. Depends how well this does. Because if this is a successful project and everyone really enjoys it, then we will expand it. And then we'll, some of these characters can interact. We'll invent more residents. We'll invent more areas, and we'll keep branching out into the nowhere. Because that's the beauty of the Little Nightmares universe. It doesn't follow one particular character. It doesn't follow one particular story. It follows the nature of the nowhere, and the nowhere is endlessly expanding, right? We know that because we can see it in the comics. We can see it in the media itself. We have comics, we have games, we have mobile games, we have electronic comics, we have DLC coming, we have a VR experience, we got Broken Promises coming up. It's expanding all around us, and we are actively contributing to that by doing projects like this, by you inventing your own OCs and your own residents and taking part in streams like this. You guys are actively contributing to the expansion of the Little Nightmares universe. So, let us consider some of these residents. My internet's causing me problems. I'm sorry to hear that, Sasha. I will also... Generosity. No, Vibe Check Man. It's not even just the OCs for me, it's also the canon games. I haven't... I haven't noticed that your profile is murdered. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat, and some of these are... Hey, what's up, Win? Hey, Gemini, you probably don't know who this is, but it's Frankie's new channel. I know who you are, Frankie, but I didn't know you were Roblox RBLX. Hi, Frankie, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. How's Henry? And how is Bonnie? Alright. I'm more excited about Little Nightmares 3 DLC. Oh yeah, I am actually. It's supposed to be coming up soon. I don't know what the release date is. I do have a speculation, but the last time I made a speculation, I got it wrong, and you guys maybe do an ice bucket challenge with Kratos. But I might, if you guys want, I might try and guess. In fact, I'll let you guys vote on it. Should I guess? But for now, yeah, in fact, I currently have a poll going that I'm going to end right now, because it seems 64% of you actually have OC characters. 42 people voted, and somebody said, what's an OC? OC is an original character concept, so it's either a visitor or a resident, a character that is non-canon to a universe that you love. So, for instance, Frill is Katsy's OC. This is her original character here. This is Frill. And Frill is going to be doing battle with something that you guys are going to vote on. But I want to share some of these ideas with you first. Let's open the residence folder and get into this. Gemini, did you see my question below the donation? I did not, Vibe Check Man, but give me 2 seconds. Gemini, do you ever have a fear whenever making OCs that another OC with a similar concept or creature? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because the thing is, this has happened to me on a great number of occasions, because the truth is, a lot of people think of the same thing. The worst one for me was when I was doing episode 3 of my speculative DLC, and I was creating my concept for the nurse, which is this character. Let me show you real quick. Character PNGs. Where did I put my nurse? The OC residence, there you go. The nurse. So I came up with this creature. This is the nurse. And while I was coming up with this monstrosity, I seen a number of other people actually making nurse concepts, and while they weren't the same as mine, I had to get very, very creative and very, very nuanced with this character design, and I absolutely love it, and I think it's one of the best I've ever done. I'm very, very proud of how the nurse turned out. I love her. I think she's hideous and creepy and has all the right vibes for Little Nightmares. But I did see other people creating the nurse while I was working on this one. And I was like, no, somebody's going to beat me to it. And someone's going to think I stole the idea. And I didn't. But the truth is, there are a number of nurses. I wasn't even the first one to make the nurse. And even now, Little Nightmares 3 has actual characters called nurses. In-game. They don't look like this, though. Hey, what's up, Fantasy Feline? How's it going? But yeah, vibe check man, you are. I absolutely do have that fear. I get it quite a lot. In fact, it's happened here, and you guys are going to have to vote on it. So I'm going to make you guys fight. you guys can fight because I can't decide, because we've got two really good ideas in here. Yes. Question, Jen. I'm about to do some Little Nightmares art. Do you want me to do a gnome? Or what do you want me to pit? Yeah, do a gnome. You should do a gnome. I want gnomes, I want eyeballs, and I want an attempt at... Guys, what should Alison paint? She's going to paint a gnome, she's going to paint an eyeball. What else Little Nightmares related should she paint? I'll let you guys decide. Alison, make sure you check in chat, because the chat are going to tell you. I'm so scared to see the submissions. What if one has the same idea as mine? Ah! Well, let's find out. Click. Oh wait, there's the OC submissions page. There you go. Okay, cool. Close this. Open this. Right. Here we go. So the first one is one that you guys might have already seen. No. Yes, I will start with this one. Noah, where are you? Reveal yourself. This is Noah's concept for the bodyguard. Now, the bodyguard, the reason I think this character would work particularly well in a hotel in the nowhere is because this character will serve as a slave and a protector of what will be the final boss that Frill has to contend with. And this is also an expansion on another idea that I can prove I already had. See this? Do you guys see this note in the top? It says Giant Monster Gnome in DLC. Because I was considering creating a character concept very much like this. What happens to the gnomes after they've been in the nowhere for a really long time? Like, say a gnome survives for years in the nowhere. Do they become corrupted? Do they change? Do they transform? Or do they just stay as they are? What happens to them? And I never expanded on that. But Noah did. And Noah came up with this absolute monstrosity here. What do you guys think of the bodyguard? Yes! See my babies! I love how excited you guys get to see your own OCs in here as well, because it shows a level of passion that you guys share with me. When I'm creating my own OC characters, it bleeds through into everything else I do. I'm inspired by other people. I'm inspired by work. I'm inspired by projects. I'm inspired by friends and family. And I'm inspired a lot by you guys as well. So it's amazing to see just how proud and how passionate you get about these characters. What do we think? No, fire as hell. Absolutely. Yes, Kit Kat Catsy drew the majority of these also. And she even redrew some of the other designs. So what I'll do is I'm going to be showing you guys the original character concepts that were submitted. And then if Catsy's been asked to redraw them by the original poster through like Discord and email and things like that, then I will be showing you the Catsy's rendition as well so that you guys can see it. The baby. No. You know, this is the thing, Alison. It's all about practice. You need to get practice in. If chat have said draw the baby, you have to draw the baby. That's how it be. Don't make me sacrifice you, woman. Don't make me sacrifice you, little one. What's up, Aspen? Groves is in the chat. How you doing, Aspen? It's great to see you. Right here, Grand Councillor. You guys want me to leave or stay? Stay, Nevada. You should stay. There is no reason for you to leave. We need your opinion. We value your opinion. Looks like a Skylander. I like it. Yeah, I'm really liking this concept, especially because it expands on an idea that I really like, that I wanted to play with myself and I never got an opportunity to expand on, and I think Noah's description has done a great job of delivering this character, and of course Catsy has brought it to life with her amazing talents as always, and I think this is going to be a really cool concept to be a protector for our final boss. So, we have somebody staying in our hotel who is very important. because they have brought a bodyguard with them. And that's someone else that we're going to vote on a little bit later on. It's a great concept, Noah. Love it, seriously. Thank you, Brother Tibbs. Mr. Tibbs in the chat and in the building. How's it going, Mr. Tibbs? It's great to see you, brother. Mr. Tibbs, when are you next going live? What's up, Caleb? How's it going? Welcome to the chat, my guy. My guy. Also didn't do my vocal warm-ups today because I just forgot. And then I started singing in the kitchen while I was preparing my thing. And then realised I can't sing. And I got embarrassed because I had the window open and there was a good chance my neighbours overheard me. Looks like a pirate gnome. It does have very piratey themes. And I actually quite like that, especially given the environment that it's going to have to be in. Yeah, why wouldn't we be happy to have you? Exactly. Exactly. I haven't heard anyone talking about the season 2 of The Sounds of Nightmares. Sasha, you're absolutely right, and that's something that I neglected to mention even just now when I was reeling off all the different media outlets that Little Nightmares is starting to feed its way into. But Sounds of Nightmares 2 is absolutely a thing, but it's being kept on the down low, isn't it? We've seen very little in terms of advertising for that, other than the mention that it got back in June of last year. So nearly a year ago, yeah, it was nearly a year ago, about 11 months ago, they mentioned that The Sounds of Nightmares was getting a season 2. So it's been in development for at least a year now, so it could actually be coming up. We might even get an announcement of it near the same time as the DLC Secrets of the Spiral release date. That could be awesome. Cool. So, we seem to like this idea from Noah. So thank you, Noah, so much for your submission, and I really, really like this concept of an overgrown gnome serving as a bodyguard to our final boss. Now, moving on to a different concept. This is the Twin Girls. The Twin Girls by Rexo. Now, Twin Girls, this is Lily. Okay? Now, the Twin Girls are another concept that I really, really like the idea of. And blah, 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 blah. There's a reason I decided to include these characters. Because it was inspired. Look. Consider this. Where do they fit in a hotel? They don't, right? But, wait. Bear with me. I need to show you something. I was looking through the artworks that Katsy did, and I was looking at this hallway, and I imagined what it would be like to walk down this hallway, and I was just like, imagining how the character's going to walk down, and what they're going to experience, and what they're going to run into. And I was like, what kind of scary things could you encounter in a hotel hallway? And then I remembered The Shining. You guys know The Shining? Twins from The Shining. This. Do you guys remember this? Look at it. Tell me that's not inspired by The Shining. We have this hotel hallway. We have these twin girl characters, both wearing blue dresses in a nightmarish hotel. Look how this fits in. Look how cool this is. Consider this. Right? So, this is inspired, and I think it's really cool, and I feel like it would fit in even as like an Easter egg, as a sly enemy that could pertain to something that we encounter much later on. Now, you will notice there is a distinct difference between these twin girls. So, we have the twin girls concept. This one here was drawn by Rexo, and then Katsy redrew this character concept like so. And she cooked, because look how cool that is. Look at it. Gaze upon its magnificence. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything on screen at the same time, and I'm pretty sure my head's hiding most of it. But there you go. Let me see what you guys think of this. Look, Rexo. Yes, it's your babies. Overgrown. No, absolutely. Real up. Never believe your brain when it tells you crap like that. It's lying. Yes. I thought there was a dinosaur for a second, but actually realised that one of the girls in kind of... Yeah, exactly, because one of them is like a monster concept. It's even given me kind of Resident Evil vibes. Those of you that have played Requiem will know what I'm saying, because you get the little girls and then you get what they turn into. And this concept is kind of eerily reminiscent of that as well. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, in my hallway. Red room, exactly, Noah. Exactly. Literally use the girls from The Shining as my reference images. Yes, I knew it! Yes! Somebody better pick up that phone. Because I freaking called it. But what excellent inspiration. And I seen it immediately. I knew exactly what you were getting at. As soon as I saw that hallway, I was like, I know where this come from, and I know why they're going to fit. I know why they're going to fit in the hotel. Now, this could be a hint to a later episode, because obviously we are sadly not going to be able to include all of these character concepts, and it is going to go into a vote towards the end of the stream. This will be a bit of a longer stream because I want to give all of these characters and all of these submissions the respect that they deserve, in that we should be paying particular attention to where they fit in and how their stories are going to align. So, hey, what's up, Gaius? Oh, sorry, I've already said a lot of you guys. Sorry, I just seen your name there and I was like, because I know that yours is coming up. Sorry to hear that, Nevada. Yes, I am sorry to hear that also, Nevada. You should never feel unwelcome. Let's go, Shining Twins character. Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Get Frilla Tricycle. Yes! 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 Oh my days! Caxi, you know what to do. You already know what to do. Catsy, make that happen. Bring that to life. I command you. Bring it to life. I want Frill on a tricycle. That's gonna be... Here's Johnny. Oh, we need a bit... Should we do a Here's Johnny scene? I don't know if that's already been done, because that's kind of a throwback to Mono, because Mono already did his Here's Johnny thing. But maybe we can have a Here's Johnny scene. Coincidence? I think not. Also, Jem, if the receptionist didn't make it into this live stream, I really appreciate considering the idea. Hey, absolutely no problem, Mochi Kitty. And I don't know if the receptionist... Did the receptionist... I'll have to check in a second, because like I say, there were a lot of them. But don't worry. Do not worry, Mochi, because I want to talk about the receptionist idea in a minute anyways. I actually forgot that it was you that that submitted that, so you'll have to forgive me. That's actually why I've attached these names to them, like Twin Girls Rejaw, Twin Girls by Rexo. Like, I have to attach the name of the original poster or whoever submitted it, because it's really hard for me to remember all of you guys. I'm sorry, I'm just one dude. Most of the time. Shut up. Nobody asked you. We are many. Yay, my drawing! Is that a dinosaur? It looks kind of dinosaurish. I actually love that though. I love the spine, right? I really like this. I like the awkward, distorted spinal column that runs all the way down the back of it. It's absolutely incredible. I also really like the eyes. Like these discarded stitched eyes. It gives Monster 6, right? Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Where are we? Oh, Mr. Tibbs is in the building with a big tier 3. What is up, my brother? Let me get some eyeballs in the chat for our newest Big G tank. Thank you, my brother Tibbs. Very much appreciated, and welcome back to the Boom Squad. Enjoy your emojis, my friend. In fact, drop a few of your specialist eyeballs in there. I'm gonna do one too. You can't stop me. There you go. Yes, absolutely, Monster 65. By the way, is there a Discord server for this channel? There is not, Current Worm. At least not an active one. I did make a Discord a while ago as a means to help people communicate with me and stuff like that. But recent developments in the channel and the direction of it has meant that I haven't actually had the time or the effort or the capability to run a Discord channel, and I also don't feel like I'm important enough to do one. If this kind of stuff does take off and it becomes more and more popular to a point where there's literally hundreds of people making contributions to it, then I'll potentially make an entire Discord server that is dedicated to your OCs. In fact, what do you guys think of that? I'm going to do this. I'm going to engage with my audience. And I start a poll. Should I start a LNOC's Discord server? Forgive me, guys, I am typing. I like to do emojis as well because, yes. One second. There. New poll up, guys. Make sure you vote on it because it's something that I am genuinely considering in this moment. Should I create in time? It won't be like immediate or anything like that because I'll need people to run it for me and I'll need a full system in place. But as it stands, if this thing goes well, should I create a Discord server that is entirely dedicated to your OC characters, so your original visitors, your original artworks, your original residents, your original concept ideas? Because some people have made like Marky Mark has made some really incredible level designs, and they shared a few of them with me that I think are really good and deserving of note. And they're not going to be used in this concept, and it feels bad that I'm not going to get to share them, but I really think you guys should get to see them, and I think you will eventually. It's not going to be used in this episode 1, but it is potentially going to be used in future episodes. I also don't use Discord all that much. Like, I log into it a couple of times a week, but it's mostly for work and for advertising. I literally use it to advertise my streams, or I use it to communicate with people who I work with overseas, like the Notorious Base, for instance, or RJ from Casual Hardcore Gamers, and other YouTubers I work as an editor for. Well, like Mr. Tibbs, indeed. Me and Mr. Tibbs have worked together on a couple of projects as well. He's our latest member. Okay. Ooh, look at all the eyeballs. Oh, look at all the eyeballs. God, I love eyeballs. Yes. And yeah, Katsy's absolutely right. There is a Discord for like members only, but it's because like that. The reason I don't go on Discord all that much is because I get so many messages and it's hard to keep up, and I just feel bad. And the more messages I get, the more inadequate I feel. So I'm just like, yeah, I just don't really use Discord. So, question. Whoever's resident wins, will they discuss the idea of how the story goes with you and Kit Kat, or will this be more between you two? It depends on the law surrounding the resident, which is why so there's a good chance if they will be discussed with you, obviously, because it'll be your OC. Like, you can give us complete creative creative control over your character, and just say, here's my character concept, do with its likeness what you will, and we can just do whatever we like with it. But if your character has a specific lore bible that you would like us to follow and not really step outside of, even despite the fact that this isn't necessarily a canon appearance for your character, you can absolutely communicate that with us and would be encouraged to do so. Just know that this is going to be a collective effort, so certain directions that this project will take will be based on a community vote rather than just yours specifically. But with it being your OC, if your character does get voted in and it has specific law, we will be reaching out to you to say, look, what can we do with this, and is there anything we can't specifically? You wouldn't necessarily be coming on as a collaborator, because then we'd end up with like 15 people collaborating on the same project and it'd get real messy. But yes, we will make an effort to communicate with you to, at least in the comments, to make sure we are doing your character justice. But yeah, twin girls. So we've seen the twin girls now. And it's awesome. And I love it. So, moving on. Close a couple of these tabs. Just in case you missed it, I'm thinking the reluctant is wanting to protect the children from the residents. And what if Little Nightmares was rated M for mature instead of T for teen? I think if Little Nightmares was rated M for mature instead of T for teen, we get Reanimal. I think that's kind of the direction Tarzia went in with Reanimal. It's very much Little Nightmares, because it's like, obviously it's not, and I'm not here to, like, I'm not even going to get into that debate because it's ridiculous and it'll start a toxic cesspool. But I love Reanimal and I think it's awesome, and you guys are going to get to see it and we're going to discuss it at length together. But it is considerably more graphic than Little Nightmares was, in my opinion, and I feel like if Little Nightmares was to be M-rated, you'd end up with something like Reanimal. I have to go now, unfortunately. No worries, Iris Moth. I appreciate you stopping by and chilling out with us. I will be checking out your post later on, and yeah, I would love to see your cover art as well. Feel free to tag me in that if you put it on your YouTube channel, because I'd really like to see it. If you was in Little Nightmares world, who would you be and why? Ooh, that's a really good question. I'll let the chat answer that, because I do have an idea for that, but if I tell you exactly what would happen, I'll give away a lot about a big project that I've got coming up in the works. I'm so glad you all like the twin girls so much. Sorry, let me try that again. I'm so glad all of you like the twin girls so much. I had a blast drawing them, and I'm glad to hear you all love them too. I appreciate you all. And we appreciate you, Rexo. Thank you so much. Oh, one second. One second. It's alright, lots of chat. So I thought I might overwhelm your DMs even more. Yeah, which is it would vibe check, man, which is why I would need somebody to be running it for me. I've had lengthy discussions with Just Jord before. For those of you that don't know, Just Jord is a legendary Little Nightmares content creator and theorist who inspired me to become a Little Nightmares theorist in the first place, and has since become a friend of mine. And I really like talking to him when he gets the time, but he's also a very busy man. And I said, why aren't you on Discord very much? And he said, because it's exhausting. And he and it, you know, when he originally started doing it, it was a lot of fun, but you know, his real life started competing for his attention, and the man is a father and a businessman, and he's got a lot of other things going on, and I have a lot of things going on in my life as well, and it means that I wouldn't be able to designate as much time as I would like to running a Discord server. So taking George's advice, it wouldn't be something that I undertake alone. But it is definitely going to be something that I consider, especially if you guys like it, which 95% of you so far think is a good idea. But I would need some moderators and stuff. Quick question, but how will the episode format even work? Will there be seasons, like 6 episodes focusing on a location for season 1 and season 2? Yeah, exactly. So that is the way to work, and that's a great question, Vibe Check Man. So basically, each new episode, so I don't know how many there will be. It depends on the success of this endeavor, because episode 1, the pilot episode, if it goes down really well and a lot of people like it, then we will continue to expand. And the truth is, excuse me, we could expand on this endlessly. We could continue, we could do episode, like, we could do 100 episodes if we wanted to eventually, because if the well never bleeds dry, which it won't, because it's just based entirely on our own creativity, which is the beauty of the Nowhere, in my opinion, then we could do as many as you guys like. We could do as many as it takes until people lose interest. But yeah, essentially I'm thinking there'll probably be like 5 episodes. Each one will follow a new protagonist in a new location, but there may be some room for crossover. So Frill will be in the first one. She might not be in the second or the third, but she might make a reappearance in the fourth one or the 5th one. And like, so some of you guys have submitted OC characters before that didn't make it into episode 1, but they might feature in episode 2 or 3, or, you know, find a cameo appearance somewhere down the line. So none of your efforts will be wasted. I intend to use as much of your submissions as I possibly can within this project. Jem, I'm hungry, so am I, Stinkles, but I'm saving my appetite for after this stream.
Current one, once I finished college, I was hoping to finally start posting on my YouTube channel. I'll definitely start with the Sounds of Nightmares because I know most about that. I'm excited to see it, Current one, because I don't know a lot about the Sounds of Nightmares. It's probably one of my weaker areas. My weakest areas when it comes to Little Nightmares theories are the Descent to Nowhere comics and the Sounds of Nightmares. I feel like I know more about Sounds of Nightmares than I do about the Descent to Nowhere comics, just because I've listened to them several times and I've talked with people at length about them, but I don't discuss Descent to Nowhere all that much, although I do have a theory coming up relatively soon, but there's two big projects I've got to get out of the way first, one of which I think you'll really, really like. Right. Okay. Why am I so late to the stream? Did you see my concept of the singer? Not yet, Cyan. Not yet. But it is coming up. He's dad. Yeah, Jord is a dad. Yeah, Jord is a father. He's my father. All right then, moving on to the next character concept. Let's see. So this one is... Actually, no. I won't show Katsu's yet. I will show you this. This one was drawn by Gaius, who is currently in the chat right now. Let's show some love to Gaius for creating this immeasurably freaky character concept. This is the Hotelier, and this was created entirely by Gaius. And Gaius, feel free to expand on the lore of this character for anybody that wants to read in the chat, because I love this character concept. Obviously, he fits within the hotel environment, being that he is a hotelier. Now, he could be seldom seen. He could be someone that just lurks in his office, very much like the principal did in the school. He could be like a boss character of some kind, but his influence over the hotel could be a little bit more ethereal than physical. But what do you guys think of this design? I think he's haunting. I love his pseudo-realistic appearance as well. It just looks so like he's trying so hard to be dapper, but then his face and his claws scream, yeah, I'm not. Is he a boss? He could absolutely be a boss. Instead of the Thin Man, it's the Short Man. Thin Man 2.0. Big spooky guy. The son of Slender. He does actually give me kind of Slender Man vibes. You know, the suit and the sort of emotionless face and that. I really like his the eyes as well. I like the haunting, hollowed out eyes. That's always been a favourable trait. And fingers. I like disjointed fingers like that. Like long, spiky, like multiple knuckled fingers. They're just too long and too awkward and too freaky, and that's what gives this a really, really good vibe. What do you guys think of the Hotelier, and where do you think he might fit in our concept? I think the hat gives me Thin Man vibes. Definitely his appearance gives me Thin Man vibes, which was the only thing that I thought would bring this character into question, is the fact that, is he too similar to the Thin Man? I know that his job role is entirely different, but as far as Little Nightmares concepts go, is he too similar? Like, I feel like that might be why the principal was dropped, or at least sidelined as a project by Tazier when they were developing Little Nightmares 2, because the Thin Man was obviously the final boss, and he was, you know, a tall character in a suit, and the principal was also a tall character in a suit, and it's like, okay, are we reusing this too much, or does it have to be a little bit more nuanced? But I really like the character concept, and I thought it'd be interesting, especially considering how boss-like he looks. Maybe not as a strictly, you know, use him in this kind of thing, but it could be that after Frill manages to end, either she escapes or she fades into obscurity, as we voted on. We voted that we're not going to know what happens to Frill at the end of this episode. We don't know. I don't know why I'm showing you a blank page. There's no notes on here, Gem. But yeah, we voted that there will be. There they are. There's the notes from before. We voted that it is going to be it's going to end with an ambiguous disappearance of our main character. So it could be that she is pursued by this particular creature in a later episode. Hey, what's up, Altac? How you doing? Hey, you're not too late, don't worry. Don't you worry, we've still got plenty of time. You be Alistair from Has Been Hotel. I wonder if my concept made it into this live stream. Potentially, Caleb. Potentially. Have to wait and see. Wait, I did make a note on you. I can't remember where. Right, Caleb. I could have sworn I made a note on you, Caleb, because there was something I was supposed to be checking out. I can't remember if it was your OC, because I'm not sure if you sent me an email. Forgive me again. I don't remember all of your names when it comes to these. Because this is the thing, because there were so many avenues by which to do these. It's like, so I've got here, like, you know, all different ones. So like Chrono was submitted by Marky Mark on Discord, and like this, you know, all of these kind of things. Discord, Noah, the bodyguard, protects final boss, Gaius, the hotelier, through Gmail, and things like that. You know, so all of these, I have to make notes on, and it's very, very difficult to follow it all. Also, my schizophrenic scribbles. I don't even remember drawing those. I don't remember writing any of this stuff. Sometimes if I have like a schizophrenic episode or something, I go into an episode of Psychosis, I will draw stuff randomly. Like I'll write on the walls or leave myself messages and stuff for when I become coherent again, and then I read them back and it's weird. Also in the stream, will you show some of the environmental concept that I made? Marky Mark, I actually mentioned your concept art a little bit earlier on in the stream, where I was talking about some of the ones that were submitted to us that I might not be able to use. Now, I won't be showing it in this one because this stream is dedicated solely to the residents, like the characters that we're going to be checking out. But your concept art is definitely going to be getting shown because I mentioned that you delivered a lot of it through Discord, and I really liked it, and there was some inspired designs in there that I really want to go through with you. I just haven't had time because Discord kind of kicks my butt a little bit, and it's hard to keep up with everything. But anyway, in terms of character, he isn't at all like the Thin Man. I just gave him the same hat because I like the look of fedoras. That's fair, guys. That's absolutely fair. And so that is the hotelier, as was drawn by Gaius. Well, not drawn, but you know what I mean. And this is Katsy's redraw of the same character, reconceptualized in her art style, given that she's going to be the lead artist on this project. So that's that right there. And she was able to add a couple more little bits and things like that into the character design. And I should have had that on screen so that you guys can be checking it out, because I don't want to run too dry. I'm glad you guys like my son here. Yeah, no wonder his hands look skeleton, because he can't eat anything because he doesn't have a mouth. You know, funnily enough, it was this character was inspired by a really, really cool concept called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And it's a story that I read recently. I'll let you guys read it yourself and I won't spoil it, but a lot of it's about a rogue AI and the level of human suffering. Like, how much can a human being actually tolerate before giving in? Moving on. Giving me voodoo vibes here. Windshield for the true enemy, two different sides of the same coin, master of lying luxury. Gemini can use these for the boat. Gem, I'm so off topic, but are you planning on making a vid about the secret room in Very Little Nightmares? You know what? That secret room has perplexed me for a long time, and I wanted, when I was creating the Little Nightmares Speculative DLC episode 6, I wanted to tie in that room. And I never got to, because I could never find a way to make it linear. I couldn't make it make sense chronologically. And it bothered me that I couldn't do that, because I know that it's an area of interest, but I didn't feel like I had enough substance to back it up, or at least to justify its use. But it is something that I really, really want to explore. Do you have any In fact, does anybody have any theories about the secret room in Very Little Nightmares? Which of you have played Very Little Nightmares? Saying your singer character is in here, saying don't worry. Spoiler alert. How do I... Oh, there you go. Info. Right, so, you guys think that I should start a Discord server surrounding Little Nightmares OCs, and I probably will, but I will need some help to do it. Alright then. Alright, I'll do this one now then, shall I? This is a concept that was submitted to us by Cyan, and these characters are the singers. Now, there is nuance with this one because we got more than one singer submitted. Because Frill, if we go back real quick to Frill, our main character has a quirk. Her quirk is that when she hears music, she can't help but dance. She has to dance as in like she's hypnotized. She's enthralled by the music, which makes a singer character or a musician type character particularly dangerous for this person. And I was thinking that the singer would make a really, really good boss character for Frill, as like, you know, the final boss that she encounters. It can be a guest that's staying at the hotel and that would be exceedingly important. It's obviously going to be a big boss character. It's a VIP in the hotel. It would necessitate having a bodyguard, as was drawn by Noah. Well, it was drawn by Katsy, but submitted by Noah. And a singer type character could have a really, really diverse effect on Frill here. And these are the singers. There are two of them. There's a male and a female. Now, Katsy also created a singer character as well, and I'm going to let you guys vote on the difference because we have to explore these characters' concept a little bit first. But Cyan, feel free to share the details of your character. That's your character right there, and I also have some redraws drawn by Katsy as well of these characters. Where are they? Now there are two of them, which is what sets it apart, because there's two of these characters like there were twin chefs. There's a male and a female version, and these are the redraws. There's the female, there's the male. So let me try and get these all on screen. Male, female, and the original concept. There. And I can't see chat anymore. Damn it. There you go. There you guys are. I'm blind. Don't worry, guys. Hey, what's up, Osama? How you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. Well, I think I see my resident concept. You might well do. You might well do. Just so we don't become impossible to reach out to after the server. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a little bit difficult because I am having to sort of like pull back a little bit as far as communication and availability goes, because it is just really, really difficult to keep up with everyone. And with the amount of submissions that come in, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I ask for it intentionally. The problem I have with it is that I feel like you guys put a lot of work into these ideas. You know, it takes a lot of time and effort, and then you're good enough to submit them to me, and I want to show them the respect they deserve by taking the time to give them an accurate and thoughtful reply. And since there's so many of them, and so many of you guys messaging me your theories and your thoughts and your speculations and everything like that, I don't have time to get back to them all. Or at least not in good time. So you guys can go like weeks without a reply, and it seems really disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's why I have to be like quite clear about the fact that it's like, if you message me, I might not respond, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I want to so much, but I just don't have the physical capacity. I wish I could kind of like, you know, unbind myself and become one with the machine and just be like, yeah, I can chat GPT, I can reply to everything all at once without thinking, you know? But I am unable to do that. I am glad, Alison. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yes. Can we have the patrons like the people that come to the hotel? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a really good idea, actually. The patrons. That could be something that's that. Oh, Stinkles, 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 Stinkles with the fire. Liking that. 1 second, Stinkles. I'm writing this down. Stinkles. The patrons. Yeah, because they could be like a secondary enemy, kind of like the guests, the patients, or the viewers, where they don't have like a specific area, but it could be that they're just sort of all like lingering around the reception, making it more difficult, and they don't have like a specific design. They're a little bit more like blanket dropped. They kind of like share a universal skin or a theme, kind of like the guests do, where it's like, they're not a special enemy necessarily. They're just patrons of the hotel, and they're there because it's a hotel and it's going to be full of guests, presumably. And they could just all be like, but maybe they all congregate in one area all at the same time, or maybe they can wander in and out of rooms as we're traversing the hallways, because a hotel is huge. But yeah, what do you guys think of the singers concept by Cyan? While they're not my characters for an idea, maybe they're forcefully conjoined twins who had their backs removed and oh Noah, that's a really cool idea. I like that as well. Wasn't there supposed to be an indoor pool at the hotel? Yeah, absolutely, Sasha. There is an indoor pool at the hotel. In fact, here is the concept art for it. There. Again, drawn by Katsy. And there is a lot in this image, and it can be refined and it can be changed, and it will be, because this is just the original concept art. Obviously, when it comes to creating images, because I'm going to have to animate Frill and animate the enemies, and I'm going to have to make a whole video surrounding this, and these concepts are going to have to be drawn up slightly differently so that I can comfortably animate these characters and tell the story as it goes. But yeah, you're absolutely right, there is a hotel pool, and there it is. But what do you guys think of the singers? Or at least these two singers in particular? Favourite one so far? Look here, I love that dress. Nevada with the dress envy. So they are... So they're the singer couples. They used to perform in the Nowhere before it got turned into a nightmare, and got vanished when they came into the hotel to perform. People of residents like them, and people of residents see them in the television and want them. However, the singers, instead of entertaining the hotel people, they trap them here. Cool. Okay, so so you're saying that these two would operate as like purveyors of the hotel rather than guests within it. Now, I like the idea of these two being a boss character because of Frill's quirk, because she would be forced to dance in their presence, kind of thing, which would make them very, very difficult to combat. And it would mean that we'd have to find a way to separate them in one way or another, and I think that could be cool. But I also feel like they would fit the theme because, number one, they would need a bodyguard because they're essentially celebrities, and it would make sense of being in a hotel because they could either work there as entertainers, or they could be VIP guests that are staying in a hotel. So both of those concepts work equally well, and it can be discussed and ironed out a little bit more, but these two I think are particularly good, especially their character designs, and I really, really like the redraw as well. No worries, Current Worm, I appreciate you very much. Has anyone watched the movie 9? I think it would be cool to have a reference to that somehow. I've heard of that. I've heard of that recently, but I can't remember why. I think somebody mentioned it before and said I should watch it, and I think I made a note to check it out and then didn't, as I have a tendency to do that. At the end, the male singer will hold her death wife's hand and dies in a hotel collapses. Gemini, read this comment. I am... Cyan, I'm trying. Cyan, I don't know if you're aware, but there's 30 of you talking to me at the same time. I promise I'm reading them. I think they're amazing. Sasha thinks they're amazing. I agree. Is this going to be a video game or an animation? I missed the couple streams explaining stuff. It's going to be an animation. It's not going to be a video game. There is an idea to create a fan-made Little Nightmares video game, but that's unfortunately been shelved because we've had... Well, there's just been some complications that I can't really get into out of respect for the other people that are involved, but I'm not able to make a fully playable version of the Little Nightmares DLCs, so for now this will just be an animated video concept, more like a pitch or an idea. But you guys will get to watch it, and I will be narrating the story as it goes. The only thing I'm worried about is that these... Wait, did Gemini just say bodyguard? Yes. Yes, I did. It's got to be a what if... Yeah, exactly. Rexo's exactly right, yeah. Is there a humanoid that looks like a Valentino from Has Been Hotel? The Jiggler will be the bodyguard, damn it. I even put a sausage... Hello? Forgive me, guys. I'm going to leave the camera rolling just for a second because I heard someone yell and I don't know if my house has just been broken into. I have no weapons. Give me a minute. Feel free to discuss among yourselves. Yo! This would be a really poor place to die. Don't fucking jump out on me. God damn it. I do apologise, guys. Everything's absolutely okay. Everything's totally fine. Just a couple of drug addicts that were fighting outside my house, and one of them got thrown into my front door. So I could hear them shouting. I heard the door rattle, and I'm like, oh, I'm being broken into. I'm not. But there's just some smackheads fighting outside because this town. God, I love living here. Anyway. Where were we? Interrupting my goddamn live stream. I nearly got an early sacrifice there. Alright. You got this. Oh yeah, I've got this. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Please be good, dude. The Jiggler got him. Honestly, the Jiggler is out there right now. I can hear him doing that kind of smackhead chatter they do. They were just talking to each other, right? I could hear them down the street. They were talking to each other as they stumbled off, and he's like, and the other one looked at him, cocked his head, responded, and they understood. They understood exactly what... I'm like, that's not even English to me, but whatever. Yeah, we're all good, Fight them off with your giant cherry coke glass. I would never sacrifice my cherry cola glass, right? If I had to hit one of them with this and it broke, I'd kill them with what remained of it. I'd be fuming. Yeah, sorry guys, sorry, yeah. No, you can't just say that casually. It is surprisingly common here. I kind of wish my camera would move just so that I could show you the street where I live. In fact, I might one day I might put a post up about it, because where I live is not particularly pleasant. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here for good vibes and positivity. So let's move forwards. The next, yeah. If anybody, if anyone has some contact with Step, feel free to tag him in that whenever this takes place. Like, he'll just say like about an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, Gemini, Gemini had to go deal with a minor issue. But yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. They weren't targeting me. They were just fighting with each other and happened to crash into my house. But we're moving forward now. I'm moving on to an idea that was made by Katsy because this is something that you guys are going to need to vote on. This abomination is also the singer. Okay, now let me just get the girls from The Shining off the background. There you go. In fact, I'll just go back to my desktop. There you go. There you go. Right, this is a concept that was drawn by Katsy for The Singer. Now, this is an entirely different take on what the singer would be like, but think about this. She's like a siren. Do you guys know what a siren is from like Greek mythology? Well, not strictly Greek mythology, but let me use a Greek example. So a siren would be like a mermaid, an ocean-dwelling humanoid that would use its voice to entice sailors to come in because it has a beautiful voice and it sings really well. So you would be attracted to the sound and they'd be like, you know, get off the ship, get into the water, come and swim with me, and then they'd drag you to your doom and you would get eaten alive, presumably, by them. Now, this character is particularly interesting for many reasons. Number one is because it fits perfectly with the underground pool theme in the hotel. And the reason that stands out so much to me and the reason I mention it so frequently is because I worked in a hotel and that hotel had an underground pool. And that underground pool is where I worked. So I know quite a lot about the running of that kind of facility and it really interested me. And I lived in it for a while. Don't tell my boss. But yeah, when I was homeless, I ended up getting the keys to that pool and I slept there. Rather than on the street. I used to sleep in that hotel pool. I'd sleep poolside on a deck chair next to a sauna to keep warm, and I had the keys to a vending machine that I used to eat out of, and then like replace the money when I got paid. But yeah, anyway, my sob story over. That is the singer. Now, also, so science concept of the singer surrounds two characters, so there would be two of them, which would make them arguably more dangerous. But this sort of anglerfish-looking abomination, she kind of gives me Granny vibes from Little Nightmares 1's DLC, but she is more nuanced than that, and she belongs in the hotel for that very reason. Also, she would be a great final boss for Frill, and she does, because Katsy was the original artist for Frill, she has ties to our OC character that the thing's going to be following. Let's just side by side them so you guys can see. There you go. Do you guys see the obvious connections between these two characters? What do we think? Yes, Teacher Gem. Yeah, my twin girls stand no chance against that. Don't put yourself down, Rexo. It's not about, you know, who wins. All these characters are valid, and all of them made it into this stream because they're brilliant. They're great concepts and they're a lot of fun to think about, and there is a lot to consider surrounding them. And even if they don't make it into the first episode, they could very well make appearances in later episodes if they're not voted in. But I like the theory. I like the theories that are surrounding these guys. What if the singers were the parents of the siren singer? Just a thought. Oh my god, we don't like. Eventually, we're just going to end up with a hotel full of singers, and poor Frill's going to have no chance, considering that every time she hears music, she has to dance. So she'll just be like in a permanent state. She'll just be like a living music box. Another resident is the maestro, a slanky pianist, and he can hypnotize every living thing in close quarters by his melodic tunes, and feels the need to... Yeah, Marky Mark, that was actually a concept that I really liked of yours, and I read it too late. That was actually why I made a note on you, was because I really liked your idea for a concept, but I didn't have a physical image to draw. But yeah, people pay attention to that as well. In fact, I'm going to make a note to check it out with it. I actually already have you here from your OC submission of Chrono. But I am just going to add underneath it the... What did you say his name was? The Maestro. The Maestro, I like that. Because I did think you had submitted a pianist of some description, but then when I was running back through it, I was like, maybe you didn't. But I didn't read back far enough because I got caught up looking into your concept arts for level design and things like that, and then I was completely distracted. I've only just remembered that you mentioned the Maestro when you put the message in just now regarding them. Oh my god, the anglerfish lore. Yeah, exactly, right? Aspen, I really like that. Anglerfish are freaky, and there's actually another reason why I think this character could work really, really well in this particular area. And it's coming up soon. And you guys are going to get to see it. I was thinking Granny too, but this looks absolutely amazing. Pink outfit twins! You want to tell him, Gemini? Nope, you tell him, Catsy. You tell him. This is your OC. I want you to do the talking. You'll notice that I'm letting everybody who's in the chat who submitted these OCs do the talking on them, and it's because they will know more about the characters than ever. So you guys can ask me all you want about this particular character, but I won't be able to answer it in half as much detail as Catsy will. And it also encourages you guys to talk amongst yourselves and get a better idea and an understanding of not only the character concept, but the creation behind it, what inspired it, the person who made it. Which is why, and I think the community aspect is very, very important with a project like this. It's important that you guys communicate and talk to each other. It's another reason why I put a vote out to whether or not I should create a Discord server, because obviously we all come to these live streams and we all discuss these topics together, and that's awesome. But then once the live stream ends, you guys that have like each other on Discord, or those of you that are friends in real life and things like that, have already established communication. You can continue talking about it, but the rest of the people don't really know what's going on. A Discord server where we could all collectively gather and share these ideas and communicate with one another might be a better place for not only you guys to share your OCs and your residents and your visitors and your theories and your concepts, but also to engage with each other and to learn about each other. Because we all share a common interest, and that's what I love about being a YouTuber, is the fact that I get to bring people together and share some positivity and do something wholesome. That's why a community project was like such an inspired idea. When I thought about it, I was like, you know what? It's one thing for me to create, something that people will enjoy. But it's a whole other to let the community that enjoys what I do be involved and actually influence how it's happening. Because these characters, the hotel, Frill, all of the enemies that we're going to face, and the video itself, everything will be recognised and inspired by and enthused by you guys. The whole thing will be motivated by you. Poor Mercus. Yeah, 3 concept of singers is insane, not gonna lie. 2 of them are fire, just waiting for the next one. Like the water girl from Inside. Ooh. Alright, gotta leave now. Nay, no worries, Feline. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Noah's actually right. The female anglerfish is the one with the lure. The male anglerfish is like a tiny little parasitic organism that just latches onto her side. The siren is what Frill became an alternate timeline, where she fell off the cliff, drowned where the ferryman found her, and turned into the siren and trapped her in the hotel. So these are essentially the same character, very much Mono and Thin Man, or maybe even Lady in Six if that's the way it worked. But that theory is unconfirmed. Is the script ready? No, not even close. But we do have some good character concepts. We have a protagonist, we have an area, we have level designs, and now we are having residents as well. Once I have the residents voted in and locked down, I'll be writing the script. But I'm going to be working with the people who created the characters that are voted in so that I get the script right and accurate. Yeah, exactly. How will we vote on the residents? I'm going to put it up in a poll for you. I'm going to put it up in a poll so that you guys can sort of go, and I'll sort of like tree it down a little bit. I do have to think about how it's going to work in this particular instance, but there's only really one vote that I can do here and now. The rest of it I'm going to have to think about and put it to a poll in the community posts rather than doing it here live. I just lost my voice. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cyan. Right then. So, this could be a potential good final boss, especially considering its ties to the original character, the fact that it would need a bodyguard so we can link in Noah's original character as well, which I think is a great way to have two characters interact at the same time, and it plays very, very well on the idea of Frill having the quirk that she has to dance when she hears music, because the siren, that is like her power. They essentially counteract one another. And they complement each other in a way. Right. Coolio Julio. Let us move on. Now, Sasha, are you here? Reveal yourself. Make yourself known. Where is Sasha? Sasha came up with this concept, and I think it's absolutely awesome, and I think it really could tie in as well. Now, it may not make it into the first episode, but I really wanted you guys to see it because it might be a good continuation. Or it might be a good extension, especially after seeing Katsy's creation that we just talked about. Sasha! Explain this monstrosity! This thing is the serpent. And look how good this is. I really, really like this concept. Now, while it's not necessarily a resident in the conventional sense like we're used to, where they're like pseudo-humanoid, there are other creatures within the nowhere that we don't understand. And this is like a construct. Look at it. It's very mechanical. It's powered by electricity, presumably, because it has the light bulbs and it has like a biomechanical style body. And I just love it. I think it's so cool. It's really well drawn. It's really well like that. It's just so dynamic. It's so good. And the talent is just look at this thing. Look at it. Even if this didn't have a place in the concept, even if it didn't tie in necessarily to what we were thinking about, I really like this design, and I'd really want to see it used in some capacity. Just look at it. Look at how good this thing is. Let me get some eyeballs to show the appreciation for the work Sasha's put into this thing, because oh my days, what an incredible piece of art this is. What a brilliant character concept. And what a frighteningly monstrous design. This is like Giga Gyarados. This thing's like Metal Seadramon. Sasha, explain this thing and give us a little bit of lore surrounding this character. This could be what lurks in the nowhere. This might be what they like. This, I imagine this thing just sort of swimming around the maw. Right? What in the goddamn... Yeah, I know, right? I know. My sinister serpent. Kind of looks like the mechanical dragon from Rayman and Legends. That deserves in the animation. Yeah, for sure, right? Looks freaking sick. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got some eyeballs in there. Sasha cooked with this. Absolutely cooked. I really wish that I could have drawn my resident concept, but I can't draw it to save my life. Caleb, you should get in touch with Katsy, because if you can describe it accurately to Katsy, Katsy is a very talented artist, and she would be, I'm sure, more than happy to draw up your Maestro design for you. And I'd really like to see it, because I wanted to see it, and I wanted to write to you and ask about it. But I wasn't sure if you could draw, because I know a lot of my community are artists, as is evident by Sasha's incredible work right here. But some of you aren't. I'm not, right? A lot of us don't have any artistic qualities about us, but there are artists in the community that you could reach out to and say, hey, would you be interested in drawing up this design for Gemini's live stream coming up? So that you can submit an image as well. If you don't have an image, I'm perfectly happy to read your description and let you lay it all out in the comments and things like that. But hell yeah. The kitchen is burning, yeah, right? Honestly, yeah, Sasha burned down the whole kitchen with this. She did not just playing with fire, she soaked the matches in gasoline. Look at this thing. And look at how cool, look at how awesome this would tie in to this. These characters could relate on a level that I think we could tie into the story really, really nicely, right? Especially given that the hotel that this all takes place in is on, like, so there is a hotel pool, but also the hotel itself is on the water's edge. Like so. Oh, shoot. There you go. No. Sorry, I'm trying to shrink this because I know my face is in the way. There you go. How do I close the hallway? Oh, there you go. There we are. Is that better? Can you guys see? Okay, you guys can see enough. But yeah, think about how well all of these could tie in together as a concept, as a theme, right? And it's really, really cool because it adds a secondary theme, so it's not just hotel now. Now there is definitely we got the themes of music and song, and we also have the theme of water and murk and the depths kind of thing. And I feel like it's a really good way that we could tie all this in together and expand on it some more. But yeah, you guys are obviously in love with Sasha's design. I am too, and I really, really would like to see it created and further expanded upon. And Sasha, your artwork is simply incredible. Like, absolutely magnificent. It really does border on professional. It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I have to go but catch it extreme. Yes, I will remember the reluctant humanoid, Van Ostel Gaia. Thank you so much. And that's a note for you, future Gem, when you watch this back. I know you're listening, don't ignore me. Yes. Definitely check that out. It's the Gobble Wonka from Gravity Falls. DM me on Discord and I will draw the concept for you. If you're not comfortable with drawing something, I'll be happy to. Thank you, Katsy. Appreciate you very much. The full description of the resident idea is in the community post, so you want to check that out whenever you have time to. Gemini, think that 3 of the main characters are trapped and the 4th character will solve the mystery. Love this one. Sasha cooked, ate, and left nothing for the gnomes. Nice. Yeah, Sasha been cooking. Gemini, why does the eye on the hotel have your channel colours? I don't know. Theorize. Is the hotel in a muddy, swampy area? Kinda, yeah, because it's on the outskirts of the Pale City. So although it's in the Pale City, it's kind of like towards the beach area on the opposite side to where Mono and Six sail in. So when Mono and Six leave the wilderness, they sail into the Pale City, and we get beached on the door, and you see the Pale City overlooking the beach. Well, if you were to travel through the Pale City and survive all the way to the other side, you'll find another beach, and on that beach is this hotel, and it stands on the cliffside because it's not a beach necessarily, but it's a cliffside like that. So it is a little bit more outskirts than city. And again, this is largely based on my town, but you get your city themed like commercial hotels, that sit dead center in the city center, and then you get your obscure, more like ocean view kind of hotels that sit more on the outskirts, and that's what this is based on. Well, it's true that these two work, but with my bodyguard and Kit Kat Sarah, Frill will have to watch herself from above and below. Yes. Nowhere is safe. Oh, I feel really bad for Frill. She's not getting out of this. Oh, I've not noticed that. Main character will go into trauma with all that concept. Yeah, honestly, the poor girl. The main protagonist definitely going to have nightmares. Yeah, only little nightmares though. Katsy, can I also add you on Discord so when I finish typing out my concept for Gemini, which is somehow not done even after 5 months, could inform the appearance and the animation part to you? Yeah, Vibe Check Man, it would be wise to get in touch with Yeah, Katsy's already confirmed. Yeah, absolutely go for it. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. See you later, Nevada. Thanks for joining us. Alright then, so I think we're pretty happy with that design. So, let us move forwards. So, that is pretty much the boss fight considered, right? We know that there's going to be a singer, and she's going to, like, that singer, whichever one you vote on, whichever singer ends up winning the vote, is going to be the main big boss. And it is going to have a bodyguard, as is dictated by Noah, because you guys really like the idea of the bodyguard, as do I, and I feel like it has a place in the hotel, so the bodyguard will protect it. And also this creature concept right here could serve as all sorts. I'll find a way to tie this in. I'm going to be discussing with Katsy and potentially with Sasha. Sasha, do you use Discord by any chance? Because I'd really like to talk to you about how we're going to engage the serpent in this speculative Little Nightmares video pitch thing that we're doing. Third concept of singer? No, sorry, Cyan, I was meaning we've got your two, because you did it. You designed two different concepts, a male and a female. So I was counting them as two. But if yours wins the vote, it'll probably be we'll feature both of them, since your characters come as a duo. So there's actually only there's actually only two singer concepts, but one of them is two characters and the other one is one. So yours is the two singers together, and then Katsy's is the anglerfish one. Now, let's move forward. Oh, Alison, what are you doing? Should I post Gnome on my channel so everyone can see Sasha? Yes, absolutely you should. You definitely should. You should post whatever you like on your channel. That's the whole idea. And in fact, that's what I like about Alison's channel, is the fact that she's not afraid to get creative. So she's practicing artwork, but she does all sorts. It's not just Coraline themed stuff. She does her artwork. She'll do, what's the word? There's a word for it that escapes me. But when you saw things into other things, what's it called? Alison, help. My brain's doing that thing where it freezes and like blue screens for a second. Embroidery! I remembered without you. Success. I'm the best. Yeah, embroidery. She does embroidery as well. She does painting. She does drawing. She does a lot of different things. And sometimes she just gets creative. Sometimes she'll just post pretty pictures of flowers because it's a YouTube channel. And it's wholesome and it's vibey. And I like it a lot. And you guys should check it out. Especially if you like artwork, and especially if you like Coraline or Little Nightmares, because they seem to be her focused areas. And don't forget to subscribe as well, because you'd really like to start doing live streams soon, and you need 50 subscribers to do it. Now, I know that Alison did, in fact, hit 50 subscribers just the other day, but the more the merrier, right? Because look how good these streams are when there's more of us. It's great to build up a community. Now, moving on. So, okay, now, this... Alex, are you in the chat? Because this creature is called the Groundskeeper. And I really, really like this concept design. It was drawn by Catsy, and the idea was given to us by Alex. Now, I really like this, because it gives me kind of supervisor vibes in a kind of strange way. It's like... I just like the fact that he has to hold on to so many things at the same time, and that the area where this takes place, it would make sense that the hotel would need a groundskeeper of some description. Now, while this character might not make it into the first episode, it could very well make it into the next one, and I feel like it'll be a good way to tie it in, because this is a character that wouldn't necessarily be in the hotel, but they may be on the grounds. And it could be that this creature ends up giving our following protagonist in episode 2 a little bit of trouble outside of the hotel or nearby, or is forced to find employment elsewhere due to the fact that the hotel is no longer by the end of this. If we decide we're going to burn down the hotel, we might just burn down the hotel. We might have it collapse into the ocean. We might have it develop into a full-blown dynasty. We could do a whole bunch of different things. But I really like this concept, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. Now, I'm not sure if Alex is in the chat at the moment, but I wanted to share Alex's design nonetheless. Ah, yes, Alex is in the chat. Hello, Alex Smallwood 8833. There you go. Alex, feel free to expand on this character a little bit and give us some more descriptive terminology on how this character came to be in your mind. Why does it look kind of similar to my resident? Yeah, Caleb, I think the same thing with a lot of different things. Like the Overman created a couple of character concepts quite recently that kind of overlapped a couple of ideas of my own, and it's not like Overman definitely didn't take any of my ideas. I rarely talk to the Overman. I've had the pleasure a couple of times. Overman's in fact made some artwork for me before, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, sometimes I'll see the Overman's work and I'll be like, no, I wanted to do that. But the Overman is an incredibly talented individual, and you should definitely be checking him out as well. I love his work, I love his art, I love his 3D rendering, and I really, really like his idea for a Little Nightmares inspired game, especially Vinny. His character concept for Vinny is absolutely haunting, and I love it. A lot of you guys will already know what I mean. But I get it, because you feel like the more of these concepts you look at, the more you worry that you're going to be like, oh no, now it looks like I copied someone. I feel the same every time I create a Little Nightmares resident of my own. I have to check to make sure no one else has done it, and if they have, I have to make sure mine is distinguished enough and different enough to justify actually creating it and following through with the concept without looking like I straight up just stole the idea from another creator. I thought it was a monkey. You know what? It actually does have kind of ape vibes, doesn't it? I didn't think of that, but that's actually really cool, because this thing a bit... Hey, you know what? I'm only just noticing he's got 4 legs. I don't know why that didn't occur to me before, but he's got 4 legs. This dude could be out in the trees. Ooh, this would make for some awesome chase sequences, actually. I feel like this is a character that would be best in an outdoor sequence. If we were to start, so let's say this episode was to start on the outskirts of the hotel, and it finds Frill seeking shelter in the hotel. It could be that she has to seek shelter from this thing. She runs into the hotel because she's being pursued by the groundskeeper through an outdoor open area like the wilderness, for instance. Honestly, the process wasn't too deep. I was thinking of an enemy who works on a lawn area, and boom! Simples. Bye, Jem. Have to go see the movie. Well, I hope you enjoy the movie, Stinkles. Have a great time. Imagine his backstory. Right, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think. I think there was another concept. Oh no, never mind, never mind. I'm thinking of something completely different. I'm thinking of an actual serial killer who worked in a school as he wasn't a groundskeeper though, he was a janitor. Oh no. Oh no. Did we just figure out Roger's backstory? Oh no, I think I might know the inspiration for Roger. I'm gonna look into that. Oh dear me, I hope that's not true. Yes, don't poke the monkey. Right, moving forwards, because I am running a little bit short on time now, but I do want to get these other concepts out of the way because there are the last two and they were both drawn by Katsy, and I may have shown you these before. The first goes back to a concept that was talked about earlier on about room service. This is the housekeeper. Again, very supervisor vibes. This was drawn by Katsy and obviously fits within the hotel theme because every hotel needs cleaners and the cleaners would have to go around the rooms and everything like that. Now this character is strange because it has a biomechanical feel to it. Kind of, again, I'm getting supervisor vibes, but mostly because it's legless and it has wheels. But it's different enough for me to consider this as a completely separate entity. And this character would be responsible for cleaning the rooms. But she wouldn't be nice about it. Katsy, feel free. Hey, Step! Step! Way! What's up, Step? How you doing? It's good to see you, brother. I'm glad you could make it. Step, it's a shame you weren't here earlier on. I think about an hour and 20 minutes into this stream, I thought I was being broken into, and I left the camera running while I went to check it out. And somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, guaranteed this makes it into the next Gemini out of context video." And I'm like, "Oh no, it actually will, probably." How are you, Step? I hope you're doing all right. Also, Step, I really enjoyed your playthrough the other day of White Shadows. I thought it was excellent. That game is such a vibe, right? I haven't played it myself, but just the lore. The lore! Oh my god. Excellent game. Really, really cool. Hey, Reanimal Girl, what's up? I'm glad you're back. She was actually based on my grandmother. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Explain further. The one I have, this one I have an easy time believing they fit in with the other residents of the nowhere. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Something that it's really difficult to do when you're trying to create a monster is avoiding the concept of a monster entirely. It has to be almost human. I call the concept pseudo-humanoid. Pseudo means that it's like a pale facsimile. Like it could be human, but it's just off. The best example of this, and I know I'm biased, but I think the best example of this is the teacher. Because if you look at the teacher just as a concept, if I was to show someone that didn't know who she was, you know, just someone who's never played Little Nightmares, and I sent them a picture of the teacher, they'd be like, oh, she's really eerie. Right? They wouldn't know why. They wouldn't know about the extensive neck. They wouldn't know about her torturing the children or a place within the nowhere or any of the nuance behind it. But they know she was off. But I'd ask, what is she? And they probably wouldn't use monster to describe her, right? They probably wouldn't describe the teacher as a monster. But she's just off. She's disturbing. She's unsettling. She just sends... I don't know, she does something to my vertebrae that I don't agree with. But that's something like where you're designing a monster, it's really like, I could design a monster really easy. You know, and it'd just be all teeth and eyeballs, and it'd be a huge abomination like you find that wouldn't be out of place in a game like Resident Evil or Silent Hill. And those monster concepts are cool, but they've been done to death, and they don't necessarily fit within the world of Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares isn't necessarily scary because it's like, boom, in your face, this is very obviously a monster. It's frightening because it's not. It's like you look at these characters like the teacher or like the Thin Man, and it's like you're like, that's why that's another reason why my concept of the fireman was such a fun and inspired idea that I really liked, because these characters are people that you would typically trust, right? Teachers, doctors, and in my case, the fireman. right? I loved creating this guy because a fireman, like I will salute fire trucks on the way by, you know, as long as the blue lights aren't on, because I don't want to distract them or anything. But if I see a fire engine go by, I always give them a little salute, and I always just let them know that they are appreciated, because these people are literal heroes. Like, these men run into burning buildings to rescue people, and they go out of their way to be heroic and to be trustworthy and to be like the goodest of the good. Right? You've got to be made of other shit to pull this off, right? So to demonize a character concept like a fireman or a teacher or a doctor, that is the essence of Little Nightmares, of the nowhere. It's like someone who would abuse a position of trust in a way that's so disturbed that it belongs in nightmares. And that is the essence of a monster to me. Not, teeth and eyes and tentacles and stuff. That is a monster. But this is a Little Nightmares resident. To me, anyway. I really, really like my fireman idea. I didn't draw this, by the way. Propimol drew this for me. I did draw it. I did draw it. I wonder if I can find it. I wonder if I've got my original. 1 second, I might have the original. No, I don't. Dang. I've probably got it in here somewhere. But my original was not very good. But anyway, yes, so I do think that this housekeeper, I've tossed around a couple of names. I know that she's dressed in like maid's attire, but I feel like the maid has kind of an almost oppressive vibe to the name. I feel like the housekeeper is more fitting, especially for a hotel, because that's what you call them these days. You don't apply for a job as a maid in a hotel. If you're a maid, it has a private residence kind of feel. Like, you're a maid for someone like a rich person who owns a manor. He's a guy with a mansion, he has butlers and he has maids. A maid would fit more in the nest working for the pretender alongside the butler, whereas this character I feel like is a housekeeper, someone responsible for a much broader area. Bringing the loan back would ruin the ending though and make it less impactful if Law returns to her. Potentially, yeah, I agree with Step. If you could guess, do you think the Little Nightmares 3 DLC will be a prequel or sequel to the main story? My comment cut off mid-typing. I do think it will be a prequel. But I don't think Alone will be in it. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to take place before, but I do have reason to believe, and it's because there are a couple of instances from very, very early on in early trailers where we see Law without Alone. Like in the necropolis, for instance. There's one area where Law can be seen walking through the necropolis alone. Right, and you see him run into Alone. You see him meeting Alone in the necropolis in that area, and it could be that the Secrets of the Spiral DLC is the end of which will be where he creates Alone, or where he essentially wills her into existence in the nowhere. I think it's going to be a prequel, but I don't think it'll feature Alone. Or at least if it does, she won't be a playable character. Again, I don't know anything. This is just me spitballing an idea that I think would be pretty cool to explore. At this point, the hotel would have infinite monsters. Yeah, I know, right? I know. Which is why this has had to come down to a bit of a vote kind of thing. Gemini, where is Michael? There he is. Michael! Yeah, I know. Michael! There he is! There was a trailer where both Law and Alone jump on a giant piano keys with both Law and Alone in there, but the scene's a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, in the announcement trailer. Yeah, Alex Smallwood is absolutely right. Also, in the hotel, you usually see a theatre. Maybe the final boss fight is in the theatre. Architecturally, it's like the early 1900s style theatres. Yeah, Marky Mark, exactly right. And you should probably draw that up. I think that would be really cool concept art to see from you. Now, whether or not the last boss fight takes place in a theatre on a stage type area or in the underground pool that was already drawn up by Katsi depends entirely on which singer character is voted in by you guys. And that's going to come to a vote on a poll that I'm going to be putting in the on my community tab. So if you guys haven't hit the notification bell, please do so, so that you'll be notified, so that you get a chance to make your voice heard on which singer concept you like the best. Yeah, Katsi can do theatre as well, also. Hey, no problem, Aspen. Have fun feeding your sheep. I hope your sheep is doing okay. Hey, what's up, Idiotic Bookworm? How's it going? Forgive me, guys. We do have one more character concept to get into before I start closing out the stream. But for now, I just have to run to the bathroom real quick. So forgive me, and I will return shortly. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I have returned. Now, where's my chat? Step, your 8-3 watch is genuinely crazy. I'm astounded how much you've seen. Yeah, honestly, Step is dedicated. Lux Bennett Atlas, how you doing, Lux? It's good to see you in the chat. Definitely voting for Kit Kat Singer. Yeah, so I am really fact saying get the concept of a singer give two couples of... Yeah, so we do have several different singers that we can vote upon, and we're going to. But it won't be right here and it won't be right now. It is going to be in a community poll. I'm going to be setting up community posts and letting you guys poll. The only reason I'm not doing it now is because there's 20-30 of you in the chat at the moment. But my community posts can have potentially hundreds of people's opinions. And the idea of a community... a community project is that we use the ideas that are the most wanted, the most explored. I'm going to be sharing all of these concepts that we've discussed today. I'm really glad that you guys like a lot of them. There was definitely I'm going to re-watch this stream and everything, because there's been a lot of love for some, not so much love for others, and I think that that's given me a pretty good understanding of where we stand with this, but at least with the story and how much or how heavily I'm going to feature any particular character or concept. But obviously all of that is to be discussed when it comes to script writing. But first, we gotta have to put a vote on. But lastly, I just want to cover this character. Now, this is a character who I considered very, very early on. This is the bartender who would be in the initial bar area. Where is it? There. So the center concept. So the center one is the bar, and this is the bartender. Because obviously most hotels will have a bar, and therefore require a bartender. And this character was also designed and inspired by Catsy. Michael! I love it. Can I tell you what, chat? Let me just do this. I want to see if this works. This is Michael. Okay? And I drew Michael originally in an art book a while ago. Where is he? There he is. This is the original Michael. I drew him in this sketchbook ages ago, and I used him as evidence to prove that I can't draw. And then Step decided to make this and turn it into his profile picture. I might make him an emoji. I didn't even think of that. If I get enough memberships on the channel, I might actually turn Michael into an emoji. But yeah, this is Michael. Everyone say hi, Michael. Let me get some octopuses in the chat and say hi to Michael. Michael! That's Veronica. Oh. Oh. Okay. We got Michael and Veronica. I thought it was Veronica, but it's Michael. Yeah, sorry. No, so this is Michael. This is Michael. The original was Veronica. And it was named after... Do you guys want to see the original Veronica? I actually named it after the Veronica song. But all right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because it'll be funny. 1 second. This is funny, but this is gonna show my level of immaturity. Just a second, right? You ready? This is the original Veronica. It's a squishmallow. This is the original Veronica, and this is Michael. Michael! There you go. Veronica, Michael. These are the OGs, and these are the ones that the artwork is based on, and I love them. There you go. But I tell you what, Veronica, Michael, you guys can just sit right there in the back for now. You're officially a meme. Right. Okay then, guys. Well, I am pretty much running out of time here, so I am going to have to close a couple of things off. But yeah, just real quick, this is the bartender. Now the bar is going to be, because of the amount of characters that we've already got involved in this, like Cyan said earlier, there's going to be like an infinite number of residents that Frill has to contend with, and I don't think it's very fair considering like Six and Mono have only had to deal with a couple between them, and Frill has got more on her hands than she can handle as it stands. So I feel like the bartender, if he does make an appearance, it will be a brief stint. He might not even chase us, but I do feel like he has a place in the bar near the reception area. Now, oh, you can't see, can you? Thank you, Catsy. Appreciate you, W Mod. Yes. So this is the character concept here. Now, remember everything I just said because I can't. But I've heard a couple of people, or I've noticed a couple of people asking about a concierge, who would be like a receptionist sort of thing. And while I do think that is a valid idea, I don't want to step on the toes of the wax bellman. Because the wax bellman is essentially a concierge. He's a receptionist style character, based in a hotel, and he was kind of scrapped from the original Little Nightmares. I've discussed him at length a few times, and if this guy, if we create a concierge and don't relate him in some way to the wax bellman, I don't know if it'll feel right. Plus, the actual opening area for the hotel is a reception area that Catsy drew that I feel like has more of an impact on the story and location without a receptionist. I feel like the desolate, empty, abandoned kind of vibe is a really good aesthetic to keep. And it's not that a receptionist wouldn't be valuable and it wouldn't have a place here. It definitely would. A concierge would absolutely have a place within the hotel. But I'm thinking maybe if we do, we'd have it as like kind of like the lunch lady's appearance or the hanging man. You know, a question as to what happened to this character. Maybe the wax bellman, and this is me just throwing out an idea. If this hotel did have a receptionist, maybe it was the wax bellman, but he sought employment elsewhere. Ooh, I've just had another thought as well. I've just had another thought, but that can wait until we actually come to script writing because it's something I'm going to want to talk about. But I don't want to overwhelm anybody with characters. But yeah, anyway. So let me just read a couple more comments and then I think I'll be closing out for the night because, like I say, it's been going on for a while and I am a little bit on the hungry side. Also, we still need to sacrifice someone today. Do we have any volunteers to be sacrificed? Gemini, I don't know if you answered this already, bad memory, but will it be 2 winners since there was more than 4 characters unlike last time? Yeah, so basically the whole reason for this stream was to get an idea of which characters you guys resonated with you guys the most. There will be a vote, but there are going to be more winners. It's not just going to be one. It's not just going to be one vote in particular. It's going to be several of them. But I am going to some of these characters will not make it into the final draft, but the majority of them will. So, I think. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do a vote today on these characters because I want to give the broader community a chance to vote on this concept since it's nearly finished now. And also I feel like by voting right now it's a little bit different. It doesn't do justice to the Little Nightmares community as a whole because there are currently 30 of you in chat, so if I let 30 of you vote it'll be like, alright, cool, we got the majority of the 30 people who are right here right now. But you guys can't speak for, and I can't speak for, this entire stream can't speak for the broader Little Nightmares community that would have a chance to vote on these residents, on this story and on this project, as they have a right to do considering they're a part of the community as well, and their input is valuable because the idea of this is to make it something that everyone from the Little Nightmares community can enjoy. So we go with the majority vote, but we don't have the majority here. Right? We only have 30, just about 30 people. The broader Little Nightmares community is potentially millions of people, and my reach on YouTube is potentially thousands of people. So if I let you guys vote now, and we say, right, we want this, this, and this, it's like, all right, that's great, and that works for you guys. But what if every single one of you guys votes for one singer, but then the other 2,000, 3,000 people that might have voted who didn't get to would have voted for the other one? Then we don't have the majority decision, right? We don't have the majority preference, and that's what we want. We want to see. Now, sacrifice me, Gemini. All right. Oh, thank you, Sasha. I appreciate that. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Liking very much. Maybe you'll want some fighting. Don't know what happened to me right there. Swear the Wax Bellman is the ghost haunting the Little Nightmares series. It really is as well. I actually was writing a part of a script based on the Wax Bellman recently, and I found out some new information about him that I think is awesome. Ice cake, spice cakes. Oh no, you know. Mochi Kitty knows exactly where the Veronica came from. That is literally what Veronica's named after as well. That octopus right there, she is named Veronica, and she's named after the Veronica song. And I'm going to tell Just Jord. I'm going to tell Jord that I called my octopus Veronica because of him. Can I upload new concepts to you? Yeah, of course, Cyan. You can upload whatever concept you want. Send them to me however you like. Just recognise that my replies might be a little bit on the slow side, that's all. Can the hotel also have secrets in cupboards like Amongst the Sleep? If you can go in the cupboard where you can enter, you can go to public. Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to include like secret areas that might contain like collectibles and stuff like that. Katsy actually loves doing that when she creates these character concepts, these areas. You'll notice it. I'll show you a quick example. She likes putting these little Easter eggs in here. So even if we just take the pool, look at the hotel pool, right? And you could look very carefully at a couple of different things in here. So first of all, look here. Oh, you guys can't see. There you go. Look here. This is the hotel pool, right? And then this. That jug right there looks familiar, right? Because it's mine. I hope you guys can see. I can't see my face on there. But there you go. That, right? That's a little Easter egg that goes in there. Also, the beach ball. Notice the colour palette of the beach ball. It matches my red and blue aesthetic. Right? Get it? There's a couple of different things in here. There's a whole bunch of them, and they're in every single area. And there is no, like, there are secrets as well. Obviously, there's a key here, there's a lock here. And it's like, okay, what does this unlock? What could it do? Blah, 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 blah. There's also the fireman's axe back there. Lots of different things. And you should feel free. If you're creating a Little Nightmares environment, you should definitely put some secrets in there. Add some nuance to it. Be creative. Explore your creativity, because you really should. It's valuable. Put it on screen. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Very well. Will be today's sacrifice. Ah, Aspen, just in time. We ready? Ah. All right, the vote is live. Cast your votes, children. Yes, yes. Vote for whoever you want me to consume today. Just so you know, whoever wins the vote will be banned. That's what actually happens. I'm going to sacrifice you because I'm hungry. Also, we don't need me anymore. There you go. Have that. Reanimal it up. Oh, this vote is crazy. Oh, this is fun. I'll leave it for another minute or two. There's a snow globe in there. Yeah, there is a snow globe in there also. There is a lot. There's anytime I mention the Easter eggs and stuff that are hidden within those pictures, I always neglect to mention one or two of them, and it's because there's so many. There's so many, and I like people to find them on their own, so I don't want to give too much away. No matter what, Gemini will always be hungry for another one. Yeah, absolutely. Like, no joke, I really will as well. I can take your trauma, turn it into fuel. So hungry for another that I've begun to drool. No matter what, I keep my mask up. Ask how I came to be. Did you have a nightmare? No, the nightmare had me. What tune? Oh, Reanimal Girl, it's not looking good for you. I'm going to give it another minute. I'm going to give it another minute and then I'm going to put an end to the vote. And then you're screwed. Unless you get voted through. It could happen. It could happen. But when my clock changes to 20... there it is. And end. And there it is. My source of protein today will be Reanimal Girl with a 48% margin after 23 votes. So thank you so much, Reanimal Girl. Do you have any last words? Make them good. And while she's writing, thank you guys so much. Yeah, let me get some eyeballs and some 07s in the chat for Reanimal Girl, because she has made some valuable contributions today, and she returned just in time to be eaten alive. Obstreperous! With every step I take treacherous. And defiant in the face of a decadence. It's a plentiful life for the fanciful type with a devilish mind. Obstreperous! What a fucking tune. Am I the soothsayer? She really got banned. Yep. 07 Reanimal Girl. Tell my mum I love her and see you in the nowhere. Yep. Fine choice for last words. Goodbye, Reanimal Girl. 07. You're going to be delicious. You're a legend, RJ. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alright. Hungry for another. Alright then, guys. That's going to be me. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. This has been a lot of fun. Remember, stay tuned on my community posts because there will be stuff coming up. Oh, one more thing. I want you guys to know. So there is a content creator in the Little Nightmares universe called F Vortex. A lot of you guys will be familiar with his work already. Now, F Vortex created something a while ago, which is a website called The Cutting Room Floor, which I decided to comb through a little bit the other night, and I found it fascinating. It was really well made, and I really liked it. Now, I thought about potentially doing a live stream where we literally go on there and go through everything, and there's all sorts in there. There's cut content, there's access to the art books, a really nice graphic and everything like that. There is data, like data mined files and everything. There's lost files, there's lost lore. There is loads in there that it'd be really fun to go through. I feel like you guys would really enjoy it. I personally really enjoy it, and if you would like to do it with me, because I was going to go in there and do a little bit of theory crafting. I found it by accident. Well, not by accident. I went intentionally looking for it, but I only remembered it when I was doing some research for an upcoming theory, and I seen F Vortex's name pop up, and I was like, oh yeah, he made that thing, and then I went over to check it out, and it's amazing. So I think you guys will really enjoy coming through it with me. Would you like to? Because I don't mind doing it on my own. I'm going to do it anyway, but if you want, I can live stream it and we can all sit together and we can do a little bit of theory crafting using the work that F Vortex has put together on this website. Of course, I'm going to speak to F Vortex regarding it. I'm going to reach out to them and see if they, if they don't mind me working, because it's their work. They put it together. It's not an official Little Nightmares page or anything. It's literally fan made, but it's extensive and exhaustive, and it's incredible. And I very much like it, and I feel like you guys would too. So, do you guys want to do that with me, or should I just go away and do it by myself? W Stream, thank you. Sin came back haunted. That music video is magic. It absolutely is, Mochi. It's incredible. Banned for how many days? Indefinitely. You'll never see her again. Unless she gets reanimaled, I don't know. Yeah, if you see someone crawling out of a well, you'll know. Color me intrigued. A decade counter curse, like a decade. Let's do it. Noah says, yes, seeing the cutting room floor, it's incredible. I agree, Mackie Mark. Yes, yeah, a lot of votes for yes. 100% from Gaius. Yep, be down for it. 2 a.m. in India, so good night. Good night to you, Cyan, and good night to India and all my Indian bros. Yes, please, let's live stream it. That'd be cool. Feline agrees. Theory crafting. Yeah, let's do some theory crafting. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make sure to get the deep fryer. Have you seen the content of Reanimal found in the game files? Not yet, but there is some stuff that I'm going to be looking into. Also, I'll be sharing my my own playthrough of Reanimal as well, because oh my days. But I don't want to talk about it until I've actually put out the gameplay, so you guys can see what I saw and what I didn't see, and you can point out all of my mistakes. Gemini, if you were allowed to vote for one of the residents in this stream, who would you vote for? Serpent. I think Sasha's I think Sasha's Serpent just really hit me, and it could be the fact that it is, because this is the thing. People might argue that it is the least, it's the least like applicable in a way, because the Serpent doesn't necessarily look like a typical resident of the Nowhere. I just love the design. I love the craftsmanship, the artwork, the nuance. It's just so well done, and it's brilliant. I think if I had to pick one, my favourite concept that I've seen out of all the ones that I've looked at in today's stream, my personal favourite is Sasha's Serpent. I really do think it was incredible. They were all great. That's why they all made it into the stream. They're all brilliant in their own way. They're all going to come up for vote, and they're all going to be respected. But Sasha's Serpent was just on a whole other level for me, and it struck me in a way that like even inspired me. It has me thinking about other theories. So yeah, absolutely incredible. WTF happening to me? I'm unable to speak. Maybe ton. Oh, I hope you're doing okay, Cyan. That really sucks if you're sick. Alright then, guys. I am going to close out. That is me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go eat Reanimal, and I will see you all next time. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'm looking for my advert button. There it is. Alright. Next stream, keep an eye open for the vote that's coming up on the community polls, and there will be another stream coming up. It won't be a long one, but we will come through the cutting room floor together. Probably next Saturday. I'm thinking next weekend could be a really good time for us all to tune in. And yeah, it gives me time to get some dental work done as well. Thanks everybody. But until next time, that's game over. Bye.